How's it going, everyone? This is Kevin. Today I want to bring you along with me to show you how to make your photos more interesting using these 3 reflection styles. So let's jump right into it. Adding reflections to your shots can make your photos look a lot cooler and have a lot more dimension and kind of just depth when it comes down to the photo itself. There are great artists that tend to do this. One of my favorite artists is called Monaris. She tends to do a lot of street photography style, and she tends to do a lot of like window reflections and adding a lot of the textures from the window, whether if it was raining or just anything at all, just to add a little bit of dimension to your shots. These are kind of some of my favorite shots that I've ever seen from her, so you can see her work. Another great artist, his name is Declan. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it, and I'm sorry if I butchered that one, but he has really great style as well. So I'm gonna show you some examples of what he does and what I mean for this reflection kind of styles. Besides the editing colors that they do, I think these kind of shots tend to add a little bit more cinematic touch to the photos because it's making you realize that not everything is always perfect and straight clean, but there's some textures and nice imperfections when it comes to reflections, whether it's a straight on reflection from a window or if it's from a mirror, but it just adds a lot more character to the shots. So let's go through the reflection styles that I think will help you develop further your skills when it comes onto your photography and just see how we can make some photos look better. So the main thing with this trick is to just make sure that you have a very visible reflection, and what I like to do is kind of put the person and the subject or whatever just right next to each other on like the window behind here with the mirror or whatever kind of reflection. It just kind of fills up the frame a little bit nicer, so it's a pretty cool little trick to do just to have a cool effect on the photos and make them look just nicer. With this first reflection style, you want to find a very reflective surface, whether it's a window, mirror, or puddle on the ground. This will help you get a cool reflection of your subject to add more to your shot and make sure your frame is filled up to capture your audience attention better. A great but simple method to make your photos pop. Now onto the second reflection style. This style that we're going to be using is just using your phone or a mirror if you have it to put up against the lens just to help fill the frame a little bit smoother and add cool reflections to your shot. Sometimes you get really cool little reflections, so it makes the shot overall more interesting and just more intriguing to the viewer. So let's get a couple and I'll show you some examples. Just make sure your screen is obviously black so that it doesn't just reflect it. Sometimes it just, it makes life easier. So this is what you do. Just put it up against it and you just take the photos. This reflection style method is pretty versatile as you can do this anywhere since you're using your phone to create the reflection. This method helps add a little more spice to your photos when the location isn't always as nice. And the third reflection style is just shooting through a window. Basically, you just want to capture a little bit of a glare from the window, just to add a little bit of kind of just more dimension into the photo, but not taking away too much attention from the subject. This is a really cool shot that a lot of the artists that I mentioned before tend to do with their photos when they're out taking street photography. They tend to do that a lot whenever they're shooting through somebody at a coffee shop or if they're in their car. If you get the nice texture from the rain, it looks very cool. So we're going to attempt that right now. Sadly, there is no rain right now, but we're just gonna go through the window and see what kind of shot we can get. So let's get it. The through the window reflection style method is a great way to add depth to your shots. One of my favorite things about this style is that you can get creative shooting through windows to get cool reflections to fill the frame and add more appeal and fascination to your shots while still having the photo center around your subject to not lose focus on them. There you go, those were all the photos we were able to take using these 3 reflection style methods. Hopefully this will help you out to just basically try out a new style if you don't already use this, or if you want to just expand it even further. I feel like with these methods, it's just really good to fill out the frame with them because you got more of those reflections, and I think they're fairly just very cool to do. I really love the way that Monaris and the Declan artists use them for their photos, so I wanted to share that information with you if you weren't trying out this method just yet. But with all that said and done, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe and share this video with a friend. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya. These three little methods with the reflection photography. That's going at the end.